Hello everyone, Luke Smith here. Let's do another file reading. Ricardo Irving, Resident Evil 5 file from the library file section. Let's give it a go. According to official records, Ricardo Irving is overseer of the oil refinery owned by Tricell's Africa Division's Resource Development Department. That's a mouthful. Crude and arrogant, he possesses the insatiable desire for the accumulation of wealth. You can see that by the suit he wears. It is these traits, along with his unique resourcefulness, that he has most likely made him Tricell's ideal agent in dealing and selling BOWs to the black market individuals. The money gained from these dealings is then invested by Tricell's Africa back into their bioweapons research and development. The demonstration of those weapons for clients act as operational tests. Given the degree of Irving's involvement, it is believed that he is one of a handful of people that know the full extent of Tricell's bioweapons business. Irving's activities and their connections to Tricell, however, has been carefully kept under wraps. Adding to the misdirection is the fact that he is officially employed with the Resource Development Division and not the Pharmaceutical Division that sponsors the BSAA. Tricell is a conglomerate comprised of shipping, natural resources development, and pharmaceuticals. Each division runs on its own capital, and as such, would all be considered separate entities under one parent company. Also of note are divisions that exist between each of Tricell's branch offices. When the BSAA learned about Irving's latest deal, they viewed it as illicit activity conducted on his own and without support from Tricell. BSAA's mission, therefore, was not to fight biological weapons, but to apprehend a smuggler involved in a illicit deal. Irving was able to exploit that misconception to the fullest. Irving was informed of the BSAA's mission and changed the location of the deal to a mine outside of the Kigugu that zone. KAS. When a BSAA team arrived at what they thought was the deal's location inside Kaz, they walked into a trap. Before the team even arrived, the improved version of the Lost Plagas was released upon the populace of the town, transforming most of them into Mangini. The intel was required by Alpha Team and later confirmed by the data recovered by the backup team, Chris Redfield and Sheva Alama, prior to Irving's deal. It appears that a sample of the Ouroboros virus was also released upon Alpha Team's arrival and was responsible for the termination of Dan DeCant's team. Irving did not take into account that the Ouroboros would be engaged and defeated by agents Redfield and Alama, nor that a hard disk and its data would be seized. The data obtained from the hard disk allowed the two agents to proceed to the actual location of Irving's transaction, the mine. When confronted with the reality that his plan has failed, Irving was forced to take the following actions. First, he contacted his partners in the transaction and requested to delay the deal, after which point he went into the mine to retrieve any documents and materials relevant to the transaction. It was at this point that Redfield and Alma found him. However, it was obvious that he had a backup plan for just such a contingency. Irving escaped thanks to the help of a hooded figure he had on standby. The two agents were left to deal with the a bat-based BOW that was originally intended to be used in the transaction. Okay, so he wanted to sell that to get the money back for it. It was thought that Irving realized released this BOW on the agents in retaliation for disrupting the transaction and not to aid in his escape. Well, in the game, the cargo truck that was that was containing this creature was basically in a car crash, and the creature escaped, and then you had to fight it outside the mine area. That's how it happened in the game. It was becoming apparent by this point that Irving's mental stability was in question. Whenever his irrational behaviour was brought on by the interference of the agents, or the increased stress only brought out his true tendencies, is unknown. Irving's situation, however, would digress even further. After escaping from the mine, he was soon discovered by Captain Josh Stone's Delta team inside the Kaz. In order to escape, Irving unleashed Nitsu, confirmed to be based on the El Gigante BOW used in Europe. It's basically a updated version of El Gigante. The frustration of losing two large valuable BOWs in short succession must have been nearly felt by Irving. After reaching the conclusion there was nothing more he could do, Irving plotted to escape with his accumulated wealth, but he was soon overtaken by the hooded figure, who proved him a vial containing Las Plagas. This was to be his punishment for his failure. He was to administer this to himself in order to fight the two agents. This is on the boat. This vial contained a Las Plagas variant known as the Control Plaga. According to the BSAA intel, the use of the Control Plaga has been documented by Leon S. Kennedy in Europe. The Control Plaga differs from the common form in that it does not take over a host's rational thought process. Another difference is that it causes extreme transformations to its host. As such, Control Plaga hosts must resign themselves to never being able to live as a normal human again. Now, wasn't El Gigante injected with a Control Plaga as well? That's the thing, is it was either that or another enemy. I think Krauser as well was infected with it. In the last ditch effort, Irving detonated the oil refinery, but unfortunately for him, the refinery was virtually dry at this time, thus limiting the size of the explosion. His hope that he could destroy all incriminating evidence and kill agents Redfield and Alma so he would not have to resort to using the Control Plaga. Irving was left with no choice but to administer the injection to himself, at which point he underwent an immense and rapid transformation. But even the power he gained from the transformation did not avail him, and he met his end at the hands of the two agents. That's the thing. That was the thing on the boat. and you have to use the mounted machine guns with unlimited ammo to kill him. So yeah, it's essentially a Salazar fight from the OG RE4, but in water, and he moves around a lot. So yeah, that was it for this one. It's basically Irving until his untimely demise at the end of Resident Evil 5. I hope you've enjoyed this little video. Tomorrow I'll be having a time guesser video, and I need to record 2 videos tonight. I'm going to be busy. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.